Good evening and welcome. My name is Dean Mannheimer. It's my pleasure tonight to share with you what I call the DubLi story. Tonight what I plan to do is give you a general overview on the business model for DubLi. Now I've got a couple of items I want to cover with you. One of them is I'm making an assumption here that those of you that have been invited on the presentation have had an opportunity to be taken through the entire DubLi.com, which is the retail side of our business, and shown the true value, all of the value that is being brought to the consumer. Tonight I will cover the high points, but it's very important that all of you actually understand the true value that DubLi brings to the consumer, because at the end of the day, that really is the most important piece to our model. So what I want to do is I want to also let you know that as DubLi was putting this model together, they spent a number of years to get to where they're at today. I'm going to take you through their history. I'm going to take you through what their offering is today, and then we're going to talk about really what's in it for you, which is the compensation side, which is why most of you are here on this presentation. So let me begin first of all by talking a little bit about the history. The timeline is very important here to follow as well, so you see what has been invested in terms of time and effort in the development of the DubLi business model. Now, they were founded in June of 2003. Now, they went 3 years, from 2003 to 2006, not generating $1 in sales. This model needed to be built from the ground up. Everything from the programming to relationships that needed to be put together, contracts that needed to be negotiated, personnel that needed to be hired, the training that needed to be done. And in 2006, they felt good enough about the model as it existed in those days that they ran a test in 4 German-speaking countries in Denmark. Now, they ran that test for 2 more years. Now, that takes them to 2008. Now, in 2008, they did some modifications to the model. They made some enhancements. They felt pretty good about the model as existed at that time, that they launched all of the EU simultaneously. Now, it was in the fall of 2008 that we launched North America with one component, one retail component only. In 2009, we introduced the shopping mall, which in those days was only an affiliate program, nothing compared to what they have today. In 2010, we introduced the entertainment division. In 2011, we introduced the customer acquisition component. 2012, we introduced the travel component. And in 2013 up to the early part of this year, they've integrated these pieces, fitting them all into a global seamless business model deliverable to roughly 200 countries. Now, they are a publicly traded company, and as such have a board of directors, and they're traded on the OTC. Now, the headquarters is located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. They also have a headquarters in Berlin, Germany, and they also have a headquarters in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. So when you figure 2003 to today, we're at 2014, you're talking about 11 years that have been invested to get this business, to develop this model, to get to where they're at today. So they've gone well past that so-called 5-6 year period that most companies don't get to, and so you have the security to know that they're in it for the long haul. They've done what they needed to do to get here, and they are going to be able to deliver on the promise that they make. So that is really one of the first and one of the important things that an individual will want to look at when they're looking at a company to determine whether they want to invest their time and energy into it. Now, the second piece to that evaluation is really who's driving the company, who's the brainchild behind it, what kind of leadership do you have? As I mentioned, they are a publicly traded company, and as such, they have a board of directors. Blas Morris is chairman of the board. Now, Blas was one of the original individuals with Bill Gates at Microsoft in the development of the Microsoft business. In fact, he's credited as being the 5th most important individual in Microsoft's history. David Sassnett's also on the board of directors. David was a CFO, Chief Financial Officer for a NASDAQ publicly traded company. He's been instrumental in assisting DubLi in developing a very fiscally sound business model, both for the investors, stockholders, as well as ensuring that it's a powerful model for the consumer. Lester Rosenkrantz, also on the board of directors. Lester's been instrumental in assisting a number of companies moving from the private sector into the public sector. Michael Hansen is the founder of DubLi. He is the chief president and the executive officer of DubLi. Now, that's the folks that are driving and creating the systems or the vision behind the development of the company. Now, the people on the day-to-day operations side, DubLi has spent a number of years to seek out the right people for these jobs, and they've gone to companies like Microsoft and Groupon, Living Social, and just a number of them to make sure they got the right people in the right places. And that's everybody from Eric Nelson, who's the Chief Financial Officer, to Rick Daglio, who's the Chief Technology Officer, came to us from Microsoft. Rich Robeson, who's the head of customer service, was the head of one of the nation's largest customer service companies. Becky Carla, who's heads up the travel division, which came from a very influential and large travel group that's out of Asia, out of the Dubai area. And so again, they've taken the right time, the amount of time necessary to make sure they got the right people in the right place. So again, two of the components in evaluating a company: how long they've been around, what kind of leadership they got, what kind of management team do they have. Both of these components are very, very strong, very powerful, DubLi, very easy to be able to prove out to the fact to individuals as they look at the business. The second piece is the offering to the company, or the offering to the consumer. And here's what's important about this. And this is why we believe so soundly in this particular business model. If you want a long-term business, if you truly want a business with residual income, and that means the income that you know will be there year in and year out, whether you're working or not, the kind of business that you know that you can hand to your children or grandchildren, it's critical that you have a business model with retail customers willing to pay full retail price for your product or service with no vested interest in the business or even knowledge that there's an opportunity attached. If you do not, then you run the real risk that that business at some point is going to implode. Now, everything I'm going to show you in what we call DubLi.com, this is the retail side of the business, is free to our customers. And I'm going to show you the components that make this up today. And so what I want you to understand is this is the foundation. It is the base upon which DubLi will be building as we move forward in the future as well. Now, one component is the shopping mall. It's one of the largest in the world, over 55 million products, every major brand, every major product, every major venue you can think of. It doesn't matter if you're talking about Kmart, Walmart, Target, Nordstrom, Lord & Taylor, Macy's, we talk about Apple products. They're all here. It doesn't matter if a customer is registered with a given store, they get coupons, discounts, whatever they get all of the benefits as a registered customer. And it doesn't matter whose credit card they use. If they're using a credit card that gives them cash back, frequent flyer miles, they get the best deal, best price, best of the best, and DubLi pays them cash back on that best price delivered to their home. They cannot get going direct to exactly the same source. The second component is our travel. Again, same situation. Every major search engine you can think of in the travel world, and this is global, folks. And here in the U.S., for example, if you're talking about Priceline, Expedia, Travelocity, Orbitz, Hotels.com, it doesn't matter. If you registered with any of these people and you get discounts, upgrades, frequent flyer miles, whatever you get it all. Same thing with a credit card. You get all the benefits, the best deal, the best comparisons that a customer can do where they very quickly, very easily can do all the comparisons and know they got the best deal, the best price, the best of the best. And DubLi pays them cash back at the highest cashback percentages seen in the industry. Now, they also have what we call our financial insurance, the telecom utilities, also the major brands. Everything is here, AT&T, Vonage, State Farm, and they're going to continue to add more and more of the vendors, more and more of the suppliers that the customers deal with on an ongoing basis. See, here's DubLi's approach to the consumer. And this is what we want you to do is the same thing you do every day of your life. But instead of spending your money, your time, getting into an automobile, driving from place to place to place, just do it online. Come through us first. Let us see if we can help you get it at a better price, a convenient way, a buying experience that you'll enjoy. And if we can, you'll use us, and if you can't, you won't. What a remarkable way for us to build a business by bringing great value to the consumer instead of trying to convince them to buy our product, service, or whatever it is because it's taller, shorter, faster, cheaper than somebody else's. We have the ability to make some incredible income by bringing value to the families, and that's a remarkable way to build a business. Now, as I mentioned, all of what I was just showing you is free to customers, but we also have some benefits and some packages for customers. We have what I call our premium package. Now, the premium customer package is $4.95 a month. Now they get everything that a free customer would get, but they get an additional flat 4% on every single dollar they spend. It doesn't matter what store, what supplier they're using. If they're going in, like I said, to Target, Walmart, Kmart, whatever, they get it all, and it's paid annually, like the Costco model. And I use Costco as an example because my wife and I have our corporate Costco card. You know, we spend about $135 a year for it, and at the end of the year, we get 2% cash back. But it doesn't give us anything else in any other stores we shop in. So here with DubLi, for $5 a month, $60 a year, 4% cash back on every store, every supplier, it will be the largest amount of money a consumer sees at any one given time delivered to them in cash, wired into their bank account, that probably exceeds anything they ever see in an IRS check if they get one on a refund. It's an incredible offering to the consumer, great value to the consumer. Now, we also have what we call our VIP packages. Now, the VIP customers pay $99 one time, once a year. Now, they also get everything that a free customer gets, but they get a flat 6% on every single dollar they spend on every vendor, every store across the board. Now, their 6% is paid monthly along with the free percentage that's also paid monthly. So they don't have to wait for the year to go by as a premium customer would. So it's great value, great service, and both the premium and VIP customers, they have additional benefits that make the value of either the premium package or the VIP package even stronger. I'm giving you the high points just to show you some of the financial benefits that the premium and the VIP customers get. And DubLi will continue to build on those. Now, the VIP customers also get some other things. We have what we call our VIP referral program. A VIP customer will be paid $20 as a way of saying thank you for every customer they refer to DubLi that becomes a VIP customer. It's a remarkable way to do that. If you think about it, take a VIP customer that pays $99 for the year, and during the course of the year, let's say they refer 4 people. That's going to be for 4 or 5 people, it's $100. They got basically their VIP membership for free. Or they could do it on an ongoing basis, and as a customer, mind you, as a customer, they can make an extra $100, $200 a month, showing people that are close to them, people that they care about a great way to have great service, buy what they're going to buy, deliver to their home at the best price, and get paid cash back on the money they're going to have to spend anyway. So it's a great benefit. Now, additionally to that, they're going to get some additional benefits in a golf card that gets some discounts on golf fees and those types of things around the country. The Priority Pass, they get great discounts on Priority Pass for those that travel a lot. It happens to be something that I use because I travel so much, and I save almost 80% on my Priority Pass when I go and buy it annually as a VIP customer, which exceeds $99 that I pay for my VIP membership. So great benefits that are also made available here for our VIP customers. And DubLi will continue to add more and more benefits as we move forwards in the future. Now, what I've shown you here in DubLi.com, and I've shown you the high points, is the foundation. And upon this, as we move forwards, there will be much more that's going to be added to this. This is where DubLi has wanted to be as the platform to move to the next level. And we will talk about that a little bit later as I wrap up this presentation. Now let's change gears a little bit and let's just talk about the business side. And that's for those of us that have chosen to engage in the business and have chosen to use DubLi as a business to generate our own income stream. Now what DubLi has done is they've taken all of the tools, everything that we need to run a global, seamless business. Everything from the DubLi Academy and Training and DubLi TV and the Inside Magazine, which is a magazine that DubLi produces, and it's electronic, that can email, and it's coded to an individual. You can send all over the world. Tremendous amount of tools, everything that we need to run a business, and they've made that in one simple, easy package for us. Now, for those that want to engage in the business, it'll pay $99. Now, this is a one-time fee for registration with DubLi. And with that comes again all of the tools, everything that we need to go out and build a business. Now, DubLi also has some packages that are available for us, depending on the business model we have, how fast we want our business to grow, whether we want a national business, international business, whatever it is. And those are up to us to fulfill whatever our business plans and goals are. One of those products or packages is what we call our membership package. It's $495. It includes 5 one-year VIP memberships. It helps the customer, it helps the business associate get out of the gate very, very quickly. They have the memberships to enroll the VIP customers. Each of those VIP memberships, as I just took you through, is $99. So it's basically $500 worth of product. You could actually sell them all off, and you will have your entire $495 recouped. Or you keep one of them, sell them all off. Also, as those vouchers are activated, there's a $25 commission paid on those as well, so there's another $125 profit. Very, very quick and easy way for an individual to get started and start moving forwards in their business. Another product package that we have available for us is what we call our TLA package. We just changed the name to this to our PPA package, which stands for our partner program accelerator package. And this is designed for people that also want to be able to market into what we call the for-profit world and nonprofit world. And these are partner programs. These are a co-branded DubLi.com. Everything I just showed you in DubLi.com in retail, a charity, a school, or a for-profit company has the ability to use that to monetize their database or use it as a package for their employees in terms of a benefits package. So this is also, if it fits your business plan, fits your model, great way for you to accelerate and move forwards and to start developing a very strong business in a hurry. So these are designed, again, to fit whatever our plans are. Now, the only other requirement that we have is we are in the customer acquisition business. And as such, the expectation is that we will enroll at least one VIP customer a month, just one customer a month. And at the end of the day, that's what we really want to do anyway, because we're talking about the ability to build residual income. And that's $99 for that VIP voucher. Customer buys the voucher, and basically you've got your VIP customer, you get a 25% commission on that as well. So that keeps us in good stead with the company and keeps us in a way that we have all of the value and everything of our business made available to us. Now, let's talk about the compensation plan. And for those of you that are on this presentation, this is really an exciting time in terms of our business. We have just enhanced our plan. We're just starting to move forwards. We have several sources of income. Income number one is what we call our fast start side of our bonus, or fast start bonuses on the development of our business. And as we start developing our teams, as we're starting to move through the introduction of our businesses, we have the ability where we can start with 2 sales teams. We get paid on all of the volume, everything that's being done. We have matching bonuses, weekly bonuses, everything that we call spillover. In other words, we teams that work together and create groups together have the ability to help each of us financially as we're developing our business. We also have what we call our customer acquisition pool. Now, I'm giving you the high points on our compensation as we go through this presentation, and then as those of you that see the value and understand what we have, then we will move you to the next step, which will be a full training on all aspects of our compensation plan. But this is just to give you an idea so that you understand how some really, really good money can be made in a hurry, and you have the ability to make that as we start our business early on. And then we have the residual income on the back end of our business, which is that really the retirement income, if you will, and that's where all of us are going to. In the front end of our business, as you start developing your teams and you're creating people that come on board, we have the ability for people to earn a 10% fast start bonus with our new people enrolling in the business. We what we call a binary front end piece, if you will. So there's bonuses paid on that as you start developing your teams. There's matching bonuses on those folks as well. There's generation bonuses, and then again, you have the customer pool that's included in this. What you want to do if you're taking notes is just make the note that it looks like there's some really good money that can be made in a hurry, so that you know that you've got the financial resources to have the time to develop your business and do the things that you want to do. Because again, the whole purpose of a presentation is to give you a snapshot of the business, to move you so that you can say either it's something that you like, that looks interesting, you want to move forward, and then when we will plug you into a training piece that will take you through the back end and everything else that you need to understand. That's one piece of our business model, and that's what we call a front end to move you through very quickly. Then the other pieces also has additional sources of income, and one is on what we call a personal source in terms of our customer acquisition. And all of the customers and referred customers that we enroll in the business, we have the ability to make a 25% commission on every commissionable transaction they generate. Now this image is to show you and give you an example that if the business associate had a friend that lives across the street and he became a customer, and this friend had a brother in the military that's stationed in Germany that became a customer, who has a friend of his in the military that's stationed in Japan that became a customer, whose friend of his just got out of the military, moved to California as a customer, and his brother lives in Minnesota and is a customer, and the sister lives in Texas who became a customer. So in other words, the business associate has no idea who any of these people are, but they will be paid a 25% commission on every single transaction all of these people generate all through the world, even though they don't know who they are. And it's the way to build a great personal income stream just on the personal side. So that's another source of income that DubLi has available for us as we engage in the business. And the other source of income is on the business building side of organizations that we assemble and their customers and referred customers. And it gives us the ability to earn an additional 5 to 27.5% on the development of that kind of a business. So what it means is this. As an individual engages in the business, they select, let's say, the $495 package. They're given the title of team member. And as a team member, they're also on the entry-level position on the business building side. But on the Fast Start bonus that you saw on the front end, they're going to make 10% on everything as it moves forwards, as those people initially get started in the business. But on all of their customers and future purchases and everything that they're doing, they will earn a 5% commission on all of that business as it's developing, because again, they are at the entry-level position. Now, once they've enrolled 3 individuals who also get the title of team member, they're promoted to what is called a team leader. And as a team leader, their income will double, go to 10% on the transactions of the customers, additional products and purchases being made, so that as those numbers are increasing, then the team leader's income is increasing as well. Now the team leader will pick up another 5%, so they're at 10%. Now, I refer to the back end of our business, what we call the back end of our business, as a differential, meaning we get paid the difference between what we're entitled to at our rank, and in this case, this individual as a team leader is entitled to 10%, and what the people in our business are entitled to, and the team members are entitled to 5%. So the differential between a team leader and a team member is 5%. So they will earn 5% on all of the customers, all the purchases, all the transactions, all the other purchases being generated in the organization. So in other words, their earnings are increasing. As the business is starting and they have new members that come on board, then they will also earn the same differential. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to duplicate the process for all of these 3 people, the same thing we did for this individual. So collectively as a group, we're going to help these individuals enroll their 3 people as well, so they get a promotion to team leader, same situation as this individual did. When that happens, this individual gets another promotion, what we call team coordinator. He picks up another 5%, so his aggregate total cumulative earnings capability is 15%. Now the differential between the team coordinator and team leader is still 5%. But the numbers over here are growing. There's more people coming into the business, more customers, more purchases, more transactions being generated, so the team coordinator's earnings is growing. Team coordinator on initial business that he starts is going to earn the 10% on all the differential between his earnings and the team members on all of the transactions those customers are generating and additional purchases that are being made. Now when we take this one step further, meaning we're going to help these 3 individuals who also now have enrolled 3 people. That's how they got the promotion of team leader. We're going to help them do the same thing that we did with this individual so that they also get another promotion to what is called team coordinator. As a team, when these 3 become team coordinators, this individual will get another promotion to what we call sales director. As a sales director, his aggregate total capabilities now goes to 20%. The differential between a sales director and a team coordinator is still 5. But the numbers over here, folks, are getting much, much larger. Many more people coming in the business, many more customers coming in the business, more transactions being generated, more secondary purchases being made, and the sales director's income is growing very, very handsomely. Now, he'll earn the differential on new business that he starts. The difference between 20 and 5 is 15. On this business, it matures and grows. When this becomes a team leader, it'll be 10%. So you kind of get a feel for how that differential works. Now, the sales director position is kind of, I refer to it as our first really position of strength, because our sales directors can really make some very, very strong income, and they can sustain themselves from the sales director position once their business is matured and grown. Now, the next position from sales director is what we call vice president, and this is where it will change a little bit. Instead of 3 sales teams, you need to have a minimum of at least 5 sales teams. Now, someplace in each sales team needs to be a sales director. They do not need to be personally enrolled. And as a vice president, you pick up another 5%. So your aggregate total capability earnings now is 25%. The differential between a vice president and a sales director is still 5%. But vice presidents in their organizations will have a significant number of business associates in their groups, many more customers, hundreds if not thousands of transactions being generated, and the vice presidents have the ability to make an incredibly handsome income, a very handsome income. It's a great position that everybody wants to strive to get to and develop a business that's sustainable by bringing great value. Now, again, the differential works this way. A vice president has a new organization. He just started as a team member, will earn the differential here. So 25 minus the 5 is 20. When it becomes a team leader, it'll become 15. When it becomes a team coordinator, you can, again, you get a feel for how the differential works. Now, the top position in our business is what is called senior vice president. Same basic structure. You're going to have at least 5 sales teams. Someplace in each sales team needs to be a vice president. Again, they don't need to be personally enrolled. As a senior vice president, when you get that promotion, you pick up an additional 2.5%. That's where the 27.5% comes from. Now, the differential between a senior vice president and a vice president is 2.5%. But folks, don't let that 2.5% fool you. Senior vice presidents have massive organizations. You're talking about thousands and thousands of business associates and thousands plus, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of customers. And it's the money we take to the bank, not percentages. So on all the transactions being generated, that is a very significant income, very significant income. Now, the senior vice presidents, also the differential works the same. You have a team member group, so you can take 27 minus 5% is 22.5%. So that's the way it works all the way through all of this. Now, as we build our business, our people have the ability to, again, make some very, very strong income, great lifestyles. I mean, they can have lifestyles that people only dream about having. But DubLi as a company also recognizes the value of leadership. And they know that you reward leaders when you find them. And so as we build our businesses, DubLi has set aside an area in the Grand Caymans called the DubLi Golf and Beach Resort. Place exists. I've been there. My wife and I have had the opportunity to select our lot. And this will be for vice presidents and senior vice presidents only. And when you achieve the rank of vice president, then you start moving into the area where you have the opportunity to select your lot. And there's some things that go on here that if somebody joins DubLi, makes senior vice president within 2.5 years, 30 months, they have to have a minimum of 2,500 active business associates in their organization. DubLi will basically give you the lot for free, and they will build you your villa for free. And in the Grand Caymans, this is at a place called Rum Point. It's across the harbor from the Ritz-Carlton. And on the Ritz-Carlton, they have a golf course. DubLi will have a golf course as well. The least expensive villa there, last time I had the ability to check when we were there, was somewhere around $3.5 million. That was the least expensive, and that was a couple of years ago. So just look at this from a position of, if this is built for you, that's like a bonus that you can put whatever price tag you want on it. But also some other things that are going on where DubLi has the ability for people that don't hit that within 2.5 years to still have the opportunity to achieve, having the ability to have a villa there and do some things, because it's going to be a great place for all of us to be able to kind of get together from time to time and talk about the things that went on. And again, it's a beautiful, beautiful area, great place to go and kind of, as I would say, recharge your batteries, enjoy the view. And it's only an hour's flight from Miami, so it's really close. And it will be a great benefit, if you will, of being part of what we call the DubLi family. Now, let me kind of recap this for you, because my goal tonight was to give you kind of just an overview, a bird's eye view of the DubLi business model. A couple of things I want to share with you, and that is this. What DubLi knows, and the reason they built this kind of model is this, and this comes from the reports of the so-called experts that are out there in the industry, that what people have historically done, spending money on gasoline, getting in their vehicles, driving from place to place to place, they will do online or already are doing online. But what they won't do is they won't go to 10, 20 websites to do that. They're going to only do it in communities where they feel safe and secure, communities that are fun and exciting, and communities that bring them something of value. And folks, that is exactly what I've shared with you tonight in what I call the DubLi story. But what we know is this: it will include, above and beyond what you see, as time comes along over the next 6, 12, 18, 24 months, everything from children's education to how we source and pay for health insurance, life insurance, all types of things, even to the respect that someplace down the road here, that when people are at home watching their internet-enabled televisions, that's what's being sold today, they will watch commercials of products and services that are of value to them and be compensated for that. And I want you to think about that tonight when this presentation is over, because that's kind of like a time release thing. There are some amazing things coming down the road here in terms of technology and what's available for the consumer. The second piece to that I want you to think about is this. People look at DubLi today and they look at the shopping mall and the travel and all the pieces, and they see that as the business. But here is what I call the end game for DubLi. And I use the banks and the credit card companies as an example, because these people make billions of dollars annually on credit card transaction fees. They don't care where the credit cards are used. They just want us using the credit cards they issued us so they get the transaction fees. Ultimately, what will happen with us is people are going to ask us the same question down the road here: do we care where people go on the internet? And the answer will be no. We just want them, having come through us first initially, then they can go do whatever they want to do. Because what we are building here is the world's largest online global community, transactionally driven. Transactionally driven. That means when you've got a business where you've got literally millions of transactions being generated weekly, it doesn't matter if you're talking about nickels, dimes, quarters, dollars. You're talking about an unprecedented revenue stream that cannot be generated in a vertical business model. And I don't care if you're selling Mercedes-Benz or nutrition or whatever you sell, it can't be done. Only in a transactional environment can you generate that kind of income residually from customers, so that whether you're working or not, you know that income is going to be there for you day in, day out, year out. Now, I came from the retail world before I ever got into the direct sales world. And I was there when Walmart came along. And I've seen them, I've read the books on Sam Walton and Walmart and how they changed the dynamics of the public forever. It is my firm belief that here very shortly you will see books written again, and this one will be on DubLi and on how DubLi changes the dynamics of the public again forever, but on a global basis. And for me, it's a privilege to be part of this, because it's not only about a great business, it's about being part of history in the making. That's why I say, as I did at the beginning of the presentation, for me it's a privilege, it's a pleasure to share with you what I call the DubLi story. I want to thank you for allowing me the time to give you this information. What I would